This is Sally Pinboy, a character and a situation that I did about 3 years ago, 2011. Um, Drawings for paintings I did later. They're 18 by 24, brush and ink and white acrylic. And the character Sally has been around since year 2000 for me. And it's a combination of my sister's looks and my mother and me, because I was a pinboy when I was 13 and 14. Uh, so Sally is going to be a pinboy, or is one now in this situation. There were no girl pinboys back in 1952 and 53. There were usually boys, men, and old men, and that was it. So this has been fun trying to imagine how she would do it. But it wasn't that hard because, as I said, I was a pinboy. Um, Sally is me, as I've stated, but she's that age because in 2000 I was 62, and that was the 50th anniversary of my puberty. And Sally is going to have that innocence of the 50s, if there was such a thing. Pinboys set two alleys, and that's why you see a cutaway between the two, because they can go back and forth. Now this is a style that I recently have developed, so this is a newer drawing fit into this group. Drawing much lighter, much less big blacks and shadows and textures, and more kind of an enhanced drawing as opposed to being like a painting. And this is the older style, and there's a style before that which is much more dense. So it was something to stop myself from getting blacker and more painterly. Sally is picking up the ball to return it and going to put the pins in the rack, and behind her someone has also bowled, so you see the pins knocked over. So she goes into the next alley without knowing that the bowler had already sent another ball down the alley, not the original ball. And that's the situation known as being two-balled. And she's completely unaware of it. And this has happened to me many times. And ask any old pinboy, and they'll tell you about this situation. It's not so uncommon, unfortunately. So now she's in the alley, and she looks up and she sees another ball coming. And she's relaxed because she doesn't know that's going to happen. So not being tense, the injury that could have been pretty bad doesn't happen. I don't know. It didn't happen to me. And I've been two-balled many times back in the day. But it really pisses you off. So I have Sally respond in an unusual way. I never had her curse before. So if there was to be an occasion, this was it. And this is definitely what I would have said or done. Now, all that's in your head is retaliation. And one of the means you have is if you backspin the ball when you're sending it back, it will slide down the return thing and not roll until it's hit the bottom. And it won't have enough momentum to make it up at the other end. Meanwhile, you send the second ball full speed. The results being that the second ball will hit the first ball, which, because it's on its way back, not being able to make it up. And if you're really lucky, it will split the bowler's ball, which is the first ball, into pieces or into half. If not, it'll still upset the bowler, which is the whole intention.